Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight I will be reviewing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, released in 1995. Directed by Bryan Spicer, from a script by Arn Olson, starring Jason David Frank, Amy Jo Johnson, David Yost, Johnny Yong Bosch, Karan Ashley, Steve Cardenas, Paul Freeman, Paul Schrier, Jason Narvy, and Gabrielle Fitzpatrick. Now, unfortunately, by the time this movie came out, the original Red Ranger, the original Yellow Ranger, and the original Black Ranger had moved away from the series due to salary disputes. So it's unfortunate we don't get, in this movie, we don't get Austin St. John, Walter Jones, and Tui Shrang. God rest her soul. It just sucks, because I loved all three of those characters. Not so much Walter Jones. I mean, Walter Jones was good as Zach, but I wasn't so bent out of shape of him being replaced by Johnny Yong Bosch as Adam. Adam was probably my favorite of the new additions to this group. But we do get the return of Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson and David Yost to this. Karan Ashley and Steve Cardenas, they were so-so in their roles. Now, in this film, I do think that both of them stepped up in their acting a little better than they did in the actual TV series. But for the most part, I really like this film. I saw it in the theaters back when it first came out in 1995. And it was mostly positive when I came out of that film. And upon future viewings, I'm mostly positive on this film. One negative that I will give this film, it gives us a great villain with Paul Freeman, who we last saw in Raiders of the Lost Ark, playing the role of Belloc, playing this excellent villain of Ivan Ooze. But to put a hamper on this new character being introduced, they immediately, for whatever reason, have him just completely dispose of our villains from the actual show, Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa, like they're just nothing to him. Which, to me, I thought Bryan Spicer was completely shatting on the whole actual TV series by doing that to those characters. I don't really care as much about Rita Repulsa, because by this point they were doing new footage with the character, and I did not like the actress that they got to play in the actual episodes, because, let's be honest, Rita Repulsa in the original series was never really in it. She was footage from the Japanese version of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers under its original name, and I'm not even going to try and even come up with whatever the hell that title is. But she was great as Rita Repulsa. Now, if they had actually brought her in for the actual series to reprise her role for like season 2 and everything, and that would have been cool. That would have been cool. But Lord Zed was a kick-ass villain, of course, till parents complained that he scared their children, and then they toned him down and made him a little bit more ridiculous as a villain. But when he was originally introduced in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, he was a badass, awesome character. So to sideline and throw out your main villains like this, instead of maybe just making Ivan Ooze come in and team up with them, and they would be helping Ooze along. Instead of doing that, they just completely shat on everything about them. unfortunately, and that left a bad taste in my mouth right there in the theater while I was watching it, and it hasn't improved upon future viewings. I do like the fact that Ivan Ooze is such a big threat that he ends up destroying Zordon, and the Rangers have to go a different route to get their powers kind of back in a way. And that whole ninja thing that they go through with the character of Dulcia, as played by Gabrielle Fitzpatrick, is a pretty cool little sequence. I like that, and it comes up with, the best scene ever for Johnny Yong Bosch's Adam character.
Adam? Adam, what's wrong?
I'm a frog.
But I would like to see the original cut of this film, at least for the scenes with Dulcia, because she was originally played by Mariska Hargitay, who would eventually go on to play Detective Olivia Benson in Law & Order SVU. So I've always wanted to be able to have them find and make that footage available, maybe even make a new version of the film and put it out with her actually in it playing the role, especially now that she's become more popular thanks to SVU. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen her play that role. Not that Gabrielle Fitzpatrick doesn't play the role well, but could have been really something interesting to get to see how Mariska played that role. But another negative for this film, though, is the finale. By the end of this film, for whatever reason, Bryan Spicer decided to go all CGI with the finale with the Megazord. And it is cringe-inducing, horrible early CGI. This was before you had really, really great CGI. And admittedly, even though this was a movie coming out in theaters, they probably did not throw this film as big a budget that it would have needed to make really quality CGI Megazord and CGI Ivan Ooze and everything, creatures or whatever. So what they did with the finale, with the final fight, it just, especially upon future viewings now, it just makes it look really, really bad and dated. Hell, it was pretty dated whenever I went and seen it in the theaters in '95, and it has not improved with age since. So, two negatives in this one to me were, just sidelining Lord Zed and Rita, and then this finale with the CGI Megazord and Monster. It was unnecessary. The suit thing worked, and plus they improved the suits for the Rangers themselves. I love their costumes in this. I love how their costumes look. The improvement of the costumes they look really close to the costumes of another film that I really love, and that is the Guyver film series. And their outfits are kind of similar to that, and it looks so much better than just the little spandex that they would wear on the actual show. So I loved their costumes in this. So getting to see a full Megazord actually being made by this talented crew, apparently, because they did the costuming. Awesome. I was highly disappointed that by the time they got to season 3, whenever they started doing this ninja stuff on the actual series, that they didn't bring back those kick-ass looking outfits and they went right back to the spandex. But anyway, I digress. My final review for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. I am going to give this film a 7.4 out of 10. This could have been a really badass live action, big screen moment for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but it failed in too many respects, in my opinion. But what do you guys think of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all Plus members prior to it going up for all other subscribers on the schedule. So if you want to help me to get more movies or rankings on this channel, become a Plus member. Well, that's it for another action movie night. If you missed last week's action movie night, check out the link above to get caught up on that one. And if you've missed any other videos, check out this down here where you can watch a playlist of any of our action movie nights that you have missed.